All right, happy Friday, everybody. We want to welcome you to our first fall 2022 NOONtrition live food demo. NOONtrition is a partnership between the Basic Needs, Health Education and Promotion, and Housing and Residential Life to provide monthly food demonstrations based on healthy, easy, and affordable meals and snacks. Today, we're excited to have the University Chief of Police Clint Strode with us. Chief Strode, we're happy that you can join us today to demonstrate how to prepare this recipe. So without further ado, I will turn the demo over to Chief.
I'm the chief of police here at Stanislaus State. Before that, I was a student here. I started way back in the fall of 1993. I got my bachelor's degree here at Stanislaus State. I got a full-time job at the University Police Department, and then went back for more and got my master's degree. So I'm very familiar with being a student and trying to eat healthy. And so I'm glad that you guys are doing this, and it's nice that you guys thought of inviting me. So before we get started, just kind of a word about being clean. We always want to make sure that we wash our hands. If the pandemic hasn't taught us anything, it should be that washing hands is very important. So before we get started here, I'm going to wash my hands. But I also want to mention real quick, just sanitation in the cooking area in general. Today, we're not working with any raw meats or anything, but something else to consider is that if you are keeping separate any of the tools that you're using to cook is also very important. Just also a word for my criminal justice partners out there. You'll notice I'm not wearing my uniform today. One of the things to consider if you're in criminal justice is not bringing things that your uniform and your equipment might collect into the house, and certainly not cooking with those things. That can be an area where certain undesirable contaminants can find their way into your home and into your food. So something to consider there if you do decide to go into that type of a field. So real quick, I'm gonna go over my ingredients list here. I have my mozzarella cheese. I have my basil. I have my black pepper, my sourdough bread, and I have my fresh ripe tomatoes. Just kind of a thought, if you would like to, you could always choose a gluten-free option for your bread. Or you could also substitute the cheese for a vegan option if you so chose. Some of the tools that I have here today. So I have a bowl that I can put my tomatoes in that we'll mix with. I have some measuring spoons that I'll use to measure the pepper. I have a knife that I can cut the bread and the tomatoes with. And I have a spoon that I can put the tomatoes onto the bread once it's been cooked. I also have a cutting board. And to put all of this in the oven, I also have a cookie sheet. And you'll notice here that because I don't like to clean up things that are baked on, I just put a little strip of aluminum foil on that. That'll keep any cheese that falls off onto my cookie tray from getting stuck on there and make it a little bit easier to clean up. So to get started here, I've already turned my oven on. It is preheating to 300 degrees. And if you have your little instructions card here, that's the first step on there. And now we're going to take out our bread and we're going to cut that up into our bites. I'm going to grab about 2 pieces out here. I'm just going to cut these up into quarters. I don't think they need to be too small. Got my cookie tray here. I'm just going to space those out. You know what? I think we have room for one more piece. There we go. Got our bread all cut up there. Got our mozzarella cheese. We're going to place some mozzarella cheese onto our bread. Again, the aluminum will help us with not letting that melted cheese make a mess on our pan. There we go. Got our cheese. Got it all placed on our bread squares there. We're going to put that into the oven. And we're just going to leave that in there for about 5 to 8 minutes until the cheese melts on the bread. While that is melting, I'm going to grab my tomatoes and I'm going to give them a quick rinse off real quick. Make sure that they're clean. There we go. And we're going to dice those up. And these don't have to be diced up too small. Make sure not to get your fingers in there. Otherwise, this will be a first aid demo. We don't want that. Here's one. Cut the ends off here. Keep an eye on my bread. Just kind of getting these finished here. Finish these last couple slices. Here we go. I think that looks pretty good. Here you guys can see those aren't super small, but they're not very large pieces either. I'm going to slide that off here onto into my bowl. See if I can get most of that on the bowl and not on the counter. There we go. Now we're going to add our pepper. We're going to add just about half a teaspoon. There we go. That's our 1/2 TSP, 1/2 teaspoon. Not to be mistaken for 1/2 tablespoon. That would be much more. And we're just going to give that kind of a stir. That looks just about right. There you go. We've got our pepper and our tomatoes all mixed up there. I'm going to check on the bread. Oh, looks like that can go a little bit longer. So we're going to take the chance to chop up our basil here. Before I put this into the cooking area, I'm going to rinse it off like I did with the tomatoes. There we go. Shake that dry. And we'll give that a little chop too. That basil smells good. It's not as easy as the professional chefs make it look like on TV, though, I'll tell you. There we go. Just kind of chopped up. There we go. I think those are just about done. There you go. You can see that cheese is now melted on there. We're going to use our spoon. Just put that out right on top. A little bit on each one. Almost there. And we'll add just a little bit of basil. And there we go. There it is. Got it all done. Now for the good part. That is trying it out. That's pretty good. I have to admit, this is the first time that I've made tomato bites, bruschetta. And that's pretty easy.
Thank you so much, Chief Strode. Those bites look so refreshing and delicious. Can't wait to try them myself. If you're interested in sharing a selfie with your dish, if you happen to cook along with us, please follow the instructions that are going to be placed in the chat. We'd love to see how yours came out. We will also have a brief survey that will ask you to complete to share some feedback about the activity. Then we also have a NOONtrition activity for September 30th at noon. We'll post that in the chat for the next date. And then you can also visit the Basic Needs website to access current and past NOONtrition recipes if you happen to miss one. And thank you again for showing up. We really appreciate you taking the time to come watch us and Chief demo our recipe. Have a great day and weekend.
Thank you.